So today I wanted to talk about the trucking industry and the takeover by the Turban Suburbans, also known as the Flip Flop Mafia. It's great that the president is finally, people are finally starting to recognize a law that's already on the books that you must speak English, because these drivers are very dangerous. I see them every day. But there's a group of people who are way overrepresented in trucking, and those are the Turban Suburbans. They call themselves Sikhs. Not all of them wear a turban, but you see all of them with the bangle, the bracelet, and wearing flip-flops. And you'll see them texting, holding the phone a lot, driving. I mean, they've killed a lot of people. One of them, even in Toronto, he was given a CDL or license in 3 weeks to drive an oversized, hit a bus, killed half the junior hockey team. And the one in Wyoming where they closed the tunnel, 21-year-olds died, and one of them was involved was a Turban Suburban. So these guys are dangerous. These American companies need to stand up and say, look, these guys are way overrepresented in trucking. They need to find out how the politicians that brought them in, gave them handouts. According to one, he told me they get $40,000 each. A former friend of mine told me that one of them spilled the beans to him and said that they get their hours reset from India or Punjab, the region that they're from, which is illegal. He also asked a DOT officer in California why they leave them alone. But this was, before Trump, and he said, basically they were ordered to leave them alone because they start screaming, flailing their arms and stuff like that. They're not going to fill the jails with them. So, I mean, you go out on 40, you go out west, and that's all you see passing you. That's all. It's like, what country is this even anymore? What percentage of the industry do they even have? Is it like 40% of the industry or more now? You can't go to any truck stop without seeing them, and they're just so gaudy with their, symbolism all over, and we are told that if you're going to boast, we don't boast in our wealth and our car and our position, or we boast in the Lord. So we don't hardly see any Christians out there, with the cross or cross symbolism, but these guys with their symbolism and their tassels and their ropes. From what I understand, all your straps need to be secured. That's a distraction. Even these guys with the roll-up doors, they don't realize those straps have to be put inside. That 4-foot dangling strap, that could be like in a pendulum motion. That could be a distraction for the drivers. It's hypnotic. It's in the book. That's FMCS. It's in the book. I need to read this book more about your straps being. I find the section, no loose straps. And these guys, even the American drivers, don't realize that strap has to go inside. And why would you want it to get it all dirty and full of, disgusting anyway? So when you reach your store and then you have to open the door or your delivery points. So these guys are way overrepresented in trucking, and the handouts they've been given. So somebody might say, you're a racist, you're a phobia, you're this, that. So my question is, okay, so can I go to their country and be given handouts and to start up a business and drive a truck or do anything? No, they're going to kick you right in the ASS out of here. All of these countries. And no one's going to call them racist. They're going to say, oh, that's good. They're preserving their culture, their land. But the minute an American or Canadian wants to do that, and they don't want their country to be turned into Khalistan, because that's what they're trying to do, then you're racist, you're a phobia, you're all these names. And it's just, the typical propaganda talking points of the radical leftists, the anti-white, radical leftists. And it's not just white people. I mean, even the American blacks are getting tired of this too. They're starting to see that, especially, what happened before with the refugees, and it's hard for them to afford even cost of living, but the handouts and everything. And in trucking, I spoke to one black American truck driver once, and I said, I get tired of these handouts and stuff like that with these groups of people coming. And I had mentioned, even the Eastern Europeans, the Ukrainians and Russians or whatnot, and most especially the Punjabs. And he mentioned even the Africans. He's like, yeah, a lot of Africans come over, and these Somalis, and handouts from government paying. That's just basically theft too. It's theft. You work hard, and your taxpayer money is going towards giving these guys startup businesses, which none of their countries would allow you to do that. Especially in Somalia. If you leave Islam and you want to go back to Somalia, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get the death penalty under Sharia law. You ain't getting no handouts. You ain't getting no grants. You ain't getting everything what they give them here. And they don't even have roads. We wish the best for them. We pray for them, and you can help them as you will. But just to open the doors, and it's just pure insanity. It's lunacy, and Like these guys really, we really need to reevaluate the industry and say, okay, if there's a certain percentage here, you need to go to American schools, not have your own schools where they hand out CDLs where it's not regulated, and it's just way over. They're way overrepresented, way overrepresented. I mean, there must be over 1 million. It's really, really, and this is not safe. I've seen them every day passing you, holding the phone. You see on YouTube some of the wrecks that they've made holding the phone, looking down. There's every day you see that, and it just doesn't stop. Not even looking down, like trying to hide, right in front of the face, right in front of your face, over the steering wheel. No shame. And then if you honk the horn at them, they have the ego problem. They slow down. What? And I tell them, like, stop. Look at the road. Stop texting. And they want to get angry about that. This is just goes to show the disrespect and how they become self-entitled. It's just like a total invasion and takeover. Lord have mercy.